Hey guys, this is Subhashish Mishra, your test coach. In this tutorial, we'll write our first test case using TestNG. In our previous video, we have learned what is TestNG, different features of TestNG, how to install TestNG in Eclipse, and how to add Maven dependency. So let me create a new package. I will name it as, for example, TestNG test cases. Okay, then let me create a new class and let me name it as test1. Okay, fine. Now we'll create one method. Okay, so public static void, for example, I will create a method as validate login. Okay, so here what we are doing is we are telling login is successful. I'm not writing the exact code, I'm just putting some print statement. So we'll see with the examples only. So we have a method validate login and we'll call this method here inside the main method. Okay, now let's execute it. It got executed. We saw login is successful. So the thing is, if this main method is not available, then what will happen? How will execute it? Let me delete this main method. Okay, so how you are going to execute? We'll not able to execute, right? So we need to use TestNG annotation if we want to execute it with main method. So let's use an annotation named as @test. Okay, so if you will mouse over here, right, so you can see one import statement, import test org.testng annotations. So use this. So @test is used to tell that the method under it is a test case. In this case, we have set the validate login method to be our test case. So we placed an @test annotation above it. TestNG doesn't require you to have a main method, so we have already deleted the main method. Also, your methods need not be static, so let me remove this static from here. Now let's execute it. So you can just do the right click and here you can see run as TestNG test. Just click on that. So now once execution is completed, Eclipse will provide two outputs, one in the console window and other in the TestNG results window here. Okay, the console window in Eclipse gives a test-based report of our test case results, while the TestNG results window gives us a graphical one. So here you can see, right, in the console, login is successful, passed validate login, default test, test run 1, failure 0 and skips 0. Similarly, here also we can see passed 1, failed 0, skip 0, and we can see it is green and execution is completed. That's why this is disabled, and you can see all test here, failed test and summary. So this is how the execution report looks like. Now let's add some more test case to this file and see how it is getting executed. So as of now we have only one method, validate login. Now let me add one more method and I will name it as, for example, validate page title. Okay, so here I can say page title is correct. Something, we are just printing some message, we are not writing the actual Selenium code. Okay, and maybe we will have one more test case and we will name it as, for example, you are in an e-commerce site, you are searching for a product, search for a product, and here I can write something like product is found. Okay, so now let's execute it. So here what you are saying again, total test run 3, failure 0, skip 0. Why 3 test cases? Because we have 3 test annotations, 1, 2 and 3. Here also you can see the same thing, pass 3, fail 0, skip 0. You can see all these things, there is no failure, and in all tests you can see everything is green, so everything is getting passed. Fine. So TestNG executes all these methods, right, alphabetically. So if you want to run in your own sequence, you can define a parameter priority to all these tests. So what is happening, you are seeing here, let's see. So first what you saw, product is found, but you have kept it here, right? But how come it got executed first, then this login is successful, then page title is correct, then this one, how come it is happening? So TestNG executes these methods alphabetically. Okay, so if you want to run in your own sequence, then you need to define a parameter priority to all these tests. Parameters are keywords that modify the annotations function. So what happens is, if we don't mention any priority, TestNG will execute the @test methods based on alphabetically order of their methods, method names, irrespective of their place of implementation in the code. So how we will do that? Let's assign a parameter priority to each test and execute it. So how can you do that? You can put something like priority equal to 0. Okay. Similarly, here you can put priority as 1 and here you can put priority as 2. Okay, let's execute it. We want this should be first, this second, this third. Let's execute. So what we are seeing now, first login is successful, then page title is correct, then product is found. So now it is running in a sequence. So how it is happening? Test case having lower priority are executed first. So priority is 0, 0 is getting executed first, then 1, then 2. So number 0 has the highest priority, it will be executed first, and the priority goes on based on the given number, that is 0 has the highest priority, then 1, 1 has the highest priority, then 2, then 2 has the highest priority, then 3, and so on. So that's why 0 is, this priority is getting executed first, then this one, then this one. Now let's say I need to launch a browser before each test and close the browser after each test. So before execution of these methods, right, I want to first launch the browser, then after execution of this I want to close the browser. So how can we do that? So let's see. For that, what we need to do, first we will write two methods. For example, public void, then we are telling launch browser. Okay, and here we'll just again print a statement, and here we'll tell browser is launched. Okay, similarly we'll write one more method, we'll name it as close browser, and browser is closed. So what is the annotation we'll use here? We want it to run before each method. We want to launch the browser before every method. So we can use before method. So this is one annotation and you need to import it. Similarly, here what you can do, @after method. Again we need to import it. Always remember you are importing org.testng.annotations. Okay. So let me execute it. What we are seeing here, browser is launched. This is first executed, then login is successful, this got executed, then browser is closed, this got executed after method, then again browser is launched, then second test case got executed, browser is launched, page title is correct, then browser is closed, then again browser is launched, product is found and browser is closed. So a method which is marked with @before method annotation will be executed before every @test annotated method. Similarly, a method which is marked with @after method annotation will be executed after every @test. Now let's see one more thing. For example, while validating all these test cases, you need to verify few more things from database. So you should have a DB connection before starting the test cases, and finally you need to close the DB connection. How you will do that? So let's write some code for that. So what we will do, we'll write again two more methods. One is public void and the method name will give, for example, create DB connection. Okay, and here what we'll tell, sysout DB is connected. Okay, similarly I'll write one more method and here I'll tell close DB connection. DB connection is closed. Okay. As I want to connect to DB before starting the first test case, I will add @before test annotation. Here what I will do, @before test. Again we need to import org.testng annotation. Similarly, as I want to close DB connection after execution of final test case, so we'll add after test annotation. So here what we'll do, @after test, and again we need to import this. Okay, now let's execute and see. So what we want, all these things will get executed, but here will be one statement as DB connected, and in the end DB connection is closed. Let's see, let's execute and see. See, first statement is DB is connected, then this before method came, browser is launched, then first test case got executed, login is successful, then after method got executed, which is browser is closed, then again before method, browser is launched, page title is correct, browser is closed, and in the finally DB connection is closed. So method under @before test annotation will be executed prior to the first test case in the testng file. Similarly, methods under after test annotation will be executed after all the test cases in the testng file are executed. So this is how testng really works. Testng works with the help of these annotations. These annotations defines the flow of your code that you have written, which things to call first, which things to call after that. So these are the very basic concepts of testng which you cannot implement using the core Java main method. That's why this framework is required, and we call it as an automation testing framework. Thank you. If you have any questions, please let me know in the comment section. I'll try to explain it. Please like, share and subscribe to my channel.